Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Anonymous, and in this channel, we talk about gang stalking, we talk about manipulation, we talk about gaslighting, dark psychology, electronic harassment, everything that has to do with gang stalking. And I also touch upon my experience with gang stalking and how I'm trying to actually beat this thing and be as successful as I possibly can while this thing is going on in my life. I fell for the gang stalking grin one time. So I was meeting with this guy, right? I was going to meet with this guy, but then I was like, well, I don't wanna. I'm trying to pay off my car, so and my registration is due, so I use that money, for to make another to add to double my car payment. Like, I'm almost done paying it. I'm almost done, and I feel like it would be risky for me to just be driving anywhere, where my car is exposed, where it can get actually stopped for tags, I can get a fine or whatever, and I don't want that to happen. So I am restricting what I'm doing a lot, and because of that, I told the guy that I was gonna go visit. I told him, you know what, my car is my registrations are expired. I'm not gonna. I don't. I'm sorry. Maybe another time. And well, I said that. That happened while I was getting gang stalked. And then I was in the store, and then I at work, and then I looked, and there was a guy looking at me with like an upset face, and he just did the gang stalker face. In my mind, this is what my mind thought. This is what I thought. Watch. I thought the guy that I'm chatting with probably is forwarding our conversation to a group chat. Listen to this. To a group chat because the guy was just done looking at his phone. The guy that did the gang stalker grin at me. So he looked up, and then he looked at me, and he just like looked pissed. He did the gang stalker grin. But he just did like he was upset while he was looking at me. So I immediately thought, this was my thought process. I immediately thought, he is mad because he wanted me to visit this guy so that they could tow my car or so that they could give me a ticket. But since I said no, that's why he looks upset. Because he just read the chat that I was having with this other guy. So that's exactly what happens with the gang stalker grin. You're having a conversation, you're having a conversation with someone who you have a suspicion that is a gang stalker. And then you see a gang stalker grin, and you make the gang stalker grin, the upset face, you make the face of the person fit the narrative that you're having in your head. And believe it or not, guys, now I'm actually in a place where I'm like, could that be possible? And this is why I do not trust at all when my text messages come in green. I'm so sorry. Like, I love Android. I used to have an Android. My mom has an Android. But when the bubbles in the text come out in green, I simply do not trust them. I feel like they can go anywhere. I feel like they're not secure. However, when it comes out in blue, I'm like, okay, we're talking through an iPhone, so I know it's going straight to his iPhone. Even when in an iPhone you can have group conversations, I simply mistrust green text bubbles. And this is why when I was doing personal training primarily, there's an app called Sideline, which you pay like $4. Well, now it's like 15, but I got it when I subscribed when it had just been open, and the monthly cost was like $4. So it was $4 a month in order to have an alternate number on your phone. So I had an alternate number on my phone, and all the text, like I could send pictures, messages, everything. However, it was all in green, and it's because of that like whenever someone gives me a phone number and it's all in green bubbles, I do not trust it. I like, it's like I'm immediately suspicious of it. And this goes back to the first time where I was getting gang stalked. In the beginning, I remember I was staying at a hotel, right? I was staying at the River Leaf in Mission Valley, and I was on my phone, and I have like, well, I was super like hypnotized from gang stalking, and oh, I have another thing to tell you. Oh my God, I just remembered. Well, I'll tell you a little bit. I'll tell you about it in a little bit once I'm done with this story. I was having this chat, right? And I was chatting with like 5 guys or something like that. And then like all of a sudden, like none of them went by. But then all of a sudden, all of them came out as blue. They were all blue bubbles. But then all of a sudden I looked, and then all of the blue bubbles turned green. All of them. And then this is what I thought to myself. I thought that they were using some type of software, some type of app that would make the other person believe that you're sending them to iPhones. But then it wouldn't. So that's exactly what I thought. I just remember this right now. So like I thought that they were using some type of software that would make the person believe that they're sending text messages to iPhones, and then it would later, tell you that it wasn't. So they were all blue bubbles, and then there was a boop, 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 and then they were all like green text. So I know that means that it sent it through I know that means that it sent it through freaking, that it tried to send it as a message, as an iMessage, but then it couldn't. So then it sent it through SMS. Like I know that, but because of the gang stalking, I just saw it in a completely different light. I saw it in a completely different light, and I interpreted that whole ordeal completely different. I imagined that they were all in a group chat, just like I did recently, and that they were like all looking at the conversation. So look at all the craziness, guys. Even when I know everything that I know about gang stalking, my mind still went there, and it still even though he changed the story, like before, I would think, oh, they're all connected, and he could read my thoughts, so he probably has, or they can see what's on my phone. So he looked at his screen on my phone. Like I thought that, so the first it was they could see my phone, so he looked at my. So I can see the same event in many ways. I'm getting excited because I have never talked about this before. So this same event where the gang stalker was at the store, he looked at his phone, and he looked up, he looked at me, and then he was mad. I'm sorry, I need to slow down. I'm getting way too excited. Well, this same ordeal where I am looking at my phone, and then I look up, and then I see a gang stalker looking down at his phone. So I knew he was a gang stalker because he looked upset. He looked like he was upset at me. So he looked at his phone, he looked down, right? And then he looked at his phone, and then he looked at me, and then he just did the gang stalker grin, but with an upset face before he did the gang sucker grin. He was looking at me with disdain. Right? So let's start. So I'm gonna contextualize it. So he did that immediately after I told the guy that I wasn't able to go to his house because of my license plates, because of my tags. So then I in that point of time, I thought he has access to the conversation. And he is mad because I am not going to this guy's house. Because my tags, because I am taking away at the possibility, manipulation. At the possibility of them of my car getting towed, getting a ticket or whatever. So that's so from my thinking, I don't want to be driving around in somewhere where I don't know when my tags expired. That transformed because of his participation in gang stalking. I thought he can probably see the conversation, and he is mad because I am not going to this guy's house, possibly to get high, because he offered to smoke, but I didn't want to. Primarily because of the tags. But then this same thing, that could be that, where I declined someone's invitation, I could interpret it as that the guy that I was talking to talked to this guy. Look at how crazy this is. This is talked to this guy, and he communicated that I wasn't going to his place. In the past, this would have been like, he can see what's on my phone screen. And this guy saw what's on my screen, and because his expression was like immediate as I said no. I said no, and then I looked up, and then the guy was like mad. So I would think, if I would believe that all the gang stalkers could see what's on my phone, that he saw what I typed, and he looked at me being upset. And the other interpretation is that all gang stalkers are connected in between themselves. So when the thought got to the other gang stalker, he noticed, and then he just got upset. But notice that even though I already know, guys, that the gang stalker grin means nothing, and that is how, and so that is what gang stalking does. I explained to you all the different type of imaginative scenarios that a target imagines. Because of the gang stalking grin, because of the expressions on their face. Notice of all the possibilities that I imagined. That is what happens when you're gang stalked. You start imagining all these crazy stories. Even though I know, and I have already seen, guys, that there's no group chat that includes me. I don't reply to a particular group chat where everyone can see what I tell them. Phones don't work that way. You respond to a number. And when you are sending messages to a group chat, your phone tells you, right? Let's find out. I'm actually unsure about that. Let's figure this out, because I'm actually really curious. Let's see. Can a phone number be added to a group chat without consent. Let's see. I've been added to a WhatsApp, so not without 20 people. I wasn't asked permission for this. So, mention an enemy to a non-work related group chat without my consent. So, a group chat your phone will show all the other conversations. It will show you that whoever is in the group chat, right? I feel so much better now. Let me see. Can private text messages be broadcasted to a group chat? So you can't. Guys, you can't. Guys, so it is literally 1-to-1. So listen how I have had to investigate in order to get rid of this thing. That's why it's important for everyone to keep a realistic foot on the available technology and not overpower gang stalkers. Because with one overpowers gang stalkers, with all of this technology, or has the impression that gang stalkers have all this technology, you start imagining all kinds of crazy things. So now I can come, since I know that gang stalkers do not have, since I know that gang stalkers, so now, well, I'm so excited about this. I'm sorry. So, because now I know that gang stalkers cannot add you to a group chat without your consent, and I guess every participant will be like, will show on the group chat, right? And I forgot I had this belief. So, if you're getting gang stalked, just know that there is no group chat without your permission. And if you're in a group chat, or if the only way that everyone can be, the only possible way that everyone can be informed of your actions is by screenshot it or telling someone. Like, I would assume that that the gang stalkers, the gang stalkers would have a group chat. I just made another connection. Give me 1 second. And the group chat would, and the person talking to me would immediately post my reply on the group chat. I just remember something. So, oh man, so these videos are fucking amazing because we get rid of so many inconsistencies and through so many things that a target believes that can actually be dismantled. So a long time ago, remember when I told you guys that I caught a gang stalker recording me, right? I confronted him. And I told this guy off. I was like, hey, what the fuck were you doing recording me? I fucking saw you pointing your phone at me. What the fuck were you doing that? And then the guy, he said I wasn't recording you. Look, you can look at my phone if you want. And I refused. Contextualizing, I was like, I don't fucking have time for that. I just better not fucking catch you doing that again. That's what I told the guy. Contextualizing everything that I know about gang stalking, where gang stalkers pretend to record you. That event happened before I understood that gang stalkers were not actually recording me. They would only pretend to record me. So this is really important, you guys. If you're getting gang stalked, just know that gang stalkers don't really record you. The only ones who record you are very, 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 very few people. Very, very few. And they typically ask you a question because they want to, like, it's, with me it's happened, where they trying to see, like, amongst the ones that actually have it out for me, are the ones that were trying to, like, take a picture of, like, my toenail, of the scar, the big pimple left on my ass, or what else? Let's see. Or the scar on my abs. Those are the ones that have actually tried to get it, you know. Now, those are people that are tied to a person that I think has a lot to do with my gang stalking situation. Now, well, I just believe that because that is the one person that I know who is very manipulative, and that I know that that's just how he is. Like, he's the most manipulative person, so it's natural for me to believe that this person is the root of all of this. But I don't care, whatever. Anyways, give me 1 second. So Frank, give me a second. I forgot. Oh yeah, so we know that gang stalkers pretend to record you. Therefore, the guy didn't bat an eye. Didn't think twice about. He didn't look hesitant about saying, "Look at my phone. I didn't record you." That is because he didn't record me. So, gang stalkers really don't record you. The ones that actually do record you are very few. I have caught people taking pictures of me, but they're typically trying to take pictures of something of like something that is going wrong in your life, you know. Like gang stalkers have literally taken pictures of, like, the pimple I had on my ass. I've had them take pictures. I've seen them take pictures of what else? Of the scar on my abs, but that's it. I haven't and of me looking like shit. So I know one time I caught someone. I saw someone's phone with. I saw someone else's phone with a picture of me that someone else that had nothing to do with this person took of me. So I've actually seen evidence that I'm targeted. I have seen it with my own eyes. But lately I haven't given any opportunity to gang stalkers of taking any pictures of me. I just haven't. Because I just haven't been interested in it. I haven't been hooking up. Now, give me 1 second. So the actual evil gang stalkers are the only ones that are gonna try to record you. Most of the gang stalkers that have nothing to do, that are not in the circle of haters that hate you the most, will they just pretend? That's it. So I know they take pictures. However, most of them don't. Most of them just pretend to take pictures to confuse you. Now, oh, frick. I completely forgot my point. Give me 1 second. Oh, so the pictures, messages. Oh, so because I know they don't record you, I need to go back in the video and see what I was talking about because I completely lost my train of thought. Give me 1 second. Okay, I just remembered. So, if the gang stalkers were actually having a chat, a conversation with me in there, he would have been hesitant for me to look at his phone. The only possibility is that there is like a Telegram group chat amongst. I know there has to be a group chat somewhere that doesn't include me. It can't include me. So therefore, the group chats that I have. There we go. I got it. Okay, now we're making sense. So there is possibly a group chat between the gang stalkers that they communicate with your doings. However, I am not included in whatever I tell someone. The only way that it can be broadcasted is by a gang stalker member of the group chat messaging, putting it on the text messages, on the group chat. That's it. Well, that's the end of an illusion. That's the end of an illusion. How immediate was that? So now, the next time that happens, oh man, this is hard, guys. It just, like, I have to connect points. Like, so you guys are seeing my methodology of logic. You guys have seen how I have used past experiences, all my experiences, in order to be uncovering more truths about gang stalking. So, if you are getting gang stalked, just know that all your text messages, just know that all the text messages that you send are not going to be broadcasted immediately. They're gonna be sent to a person, and then someone's gonna tell the group chat, oh, he's talking with me, if that, and they're gonna probably message, oh, hey, so he's coming over, like, to my place. That's it. That is as worse as it gets. That's as bad as it gets, guys. That's it. Oh, I'm just remembering a couple of things where I remember that I'm like in a the times that I have been, like, last time I tried to have a three-way, I left immediately because they were trying to just get me higher. And I can understand how people communicate with their eyes. And I just wasn't comfortable there. Like, I just know when a gang stalker is gang stalking. And the reason that I don't like three ways anymore is because typically one of them is gonna take a picture or be, you know, updating everyone on what's going on. But that's gang stalking. That is gang stalking, you guys. And it sucks. But hey, because of that, now we have this channel. And we're actually super close for we're this close to make money from ads. We need 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys enjoy my content, if you find it helpful, interesting, please like, share, and subscribe. Because we're gonna cover so much in here. We are gonna cover so many things. Now, I also wanted to share something about hypnotism. So I was at work, right? And I was with my coworker Maximus. And I asked him, "Hey, what do you think about hypnotism?" And listen to what he said. He said, "Oh, I think hypnotism is possible." And then he paused and he said, "Oh, do you think like right now?" "No, I don't think so. I don't think that's possible. Like right now here." That was completely unnecessary to say. Why would you even bring that up? Like when someone who isn't a gang stalker would think about hypnotism, you would think about like a hypnotist, with a fucking clock or whatever. But he actually said, "Oh, here, right now? Oh, I don't think so. I don't think that's possible." So, I'm gonna tell you something that I believe that this is part of gang stalking. Actually, it is hypnotization. It's hypnotization with bangs. It's hypnotization with words. Like, I feel that all the words that they use, they're hypnotic, because once they tell them, the words keep. I think that's actually the basis of gang stalking. Actually, I'm gonna talk to you about that in my next video. But and the crux of this video is that your text messages do not get broadcasted to a group chat. They don't get broadcasted to anyone's mind, to anyone's phone screen. The only way that your messages can actually be plausibly broadcasted be if someone screenshots, copies and pastes them, and or tells someone of what you told them in a group chat. But your messages do not directly go to a group chat broadcasted. And there is no one is mentally connected. So, that was something that I hadn't processed yet. And I just hadn't processed it yet, which is why I fell for it during the previous gang stalking operation. So I think that's how you dismantle it. You have to process every single type of confusion that you have. And once you process it, you stop. You stop believing it once you see it. And that was an unprocessed thing that I had, which is exactly why I fell for it. And this entire channel has literally been just an explanation, has just been how you guys are watching me process everything that happened to gang stalking. Notice that there's like almost 350 videos of just continuous processing stories, processing perceptions, processing everything. And you see that the gang stalking is getting less and less and less effective the more I process things. So if you're getting gang stalked, honestly, you have to either record yourself processing things, keep a journal if you want it more private, but you have to process the glitches. You have to process your observations. And this is why. When you're confused and something happens, you are gonna believe the narrative that gang stalkers are pushing on you, such as the gang stalking grin process. I think that was like that's the only time I fell for it. That's the only time I fell for it. On the last gang stalking thing. The last gang stalking cycle. So, you really have to make sense of the illogical. You have to process it. You have to understand it. And next time you get gang stalked, the same trick is not gonna work. You only get hypnotized when something happens that you don't understand. As long as you don't understand what gang stalking is actually doing to you, you're gonna fall for the gang stalking narrative. So, the crux of this video actually is that you have to be continuously processing the things that don't make sense. And it's funny because you stop falling for it only when you figure out the truth. When I figured out the truth, I don't feel anything on my foot. My foot feels fine. Oh my God. Guys, there's only a little bit of gang stalk. There it is. Oh, fuck. Still, there's only a little bit of gang stalking sensations on my feet. I had to force it. Guys, I'm almost cured. They're so minimal. I can't believe this, guys. The foot sensations are gone. They're freaking almost gone. I'm sure they're not gonna be there tomorrow. Holy shit. I can't believe this. They're gone. Oh, they're freaking gone. Very, very, very little. Like, hardly perceptible. I thought I was gonna be stuck like that forever. Oh. Guys, new discovery. The gang stalking sensations are not permanent. Okay, I have to go now. On my next video, we're gonna talk about hypnotization and gang stalking. Bye.